welcome back to Road Reg. On today's video, we are going to be discussing my M140i. Where has it been? Why haven't I spoken about it that much on the channel recently? Well, there's a few reasons for that, and let me tell you, it has been a journey, and all of that is going to get discussed very shortly. And basically, this video is just going to be a catch-up between me and you. There's going to be no fancy B-roll shots. I'm going to switch my arm because my arm's dead. This camera's heavy, man. Yeah. I mean, it's there. Let's hop inside the 140 and crack on with the video. So basically, I decided to get a reverse camera installed to my car. Now, I'm not going to name who the company is because that's not what I'm about. They did everything they could to help me. But anyway, I don't want to spoil it for you. So yeah, basically, I had a reverse camera installed because I thought, you know what, the rear visibility in the 140 isn't great. There's not many 140s that have reverse cameras. It's a cool option, and if I ever wanted to sell the car in the future, it would be nice to have that option to sort of make it stand out. And you know, it was relatively affordable, but it wasn't cheap. It was £600. So the company I was dealing with were about 48 miles away. That's one way. And, you know, I thought it would just be really simple. Go up there, you know, they spend the whole day on it because it's a relatively big job. They have to go into the harness and stuff. So I thought I'd go up there, you know, spend the day there, have a nice day. They do all the work, pay the money, leave, and then never have to come back again. I thought it'd be really, really simple, you know, one-time payment, and I've got that upgrade. Just like I did with Apple CarPlay, basically. Obviously, I went up there, they did it, I paid, great, happy days. I drove home, didn't really use reverse on the way home, to be honest with you, so I didn't have any issues. I didn't find the issue, but as soon as I got home, I reversed into the drive, and then bing, reverse camera failure. And I'm like, what, really? I've just got back from this location that is relatively far away and that's come up. So I'm like a bit annoyed, but I thought, you know what, these guys, they've got a good reputation for customer service and they are good. So I called them the next day and they basically got the car back in. I had to drive over there again, which is frustrating, but I thought, you know what, if it's just another drive to get it sorted, there's obviously like a fault somewhere, it can easily happen, mistakes happen, right? Anyway, I got there, they did what they did, they changed the camera, I think, and then did the software update, recoded in the camera, and I drove the car home, and exactly the same thing happened again. So at this point, I'm starting to lose faith in this whole upgrade, and yeah, I'm not very happy. So I called them up and say, guys, you know, you've changed the actual physical camera, you know, you've recoded it in, it has to be something deep in the wiring that you installed. And I requested that they did it all again from start. So just take it all out, start again, because then that way we'd really know if there was a fault that was deeper than that. And yeah, I went back for the third time and they redid it all. And this time I decided to stay in that location and drive around for about an hour or 2 hours, just randomly drive around just to see if that message came back up on the dash, because if it did, then I could go straight back. I wouldn't have to drive 48 miles home to then have the message come on. And anyway, turns out, went to a coffee drive-through, and then I wasn't even in reverse at this point. Boom! Reverse camera failure. And I'm fuming at this point. I'm really, really not happy, and I want them to just get rid of the camera. I call them up and I say, guys, I'm in the area, the message has come back on, I can't deal with this anymore, please can you just take it off? And they basically said to me, we can't do it today because we need to get a blanking plate for your rear bumper. So they have to cut a hole in to put the camera in. Well, it turns out there is no such thing as a blanking plate. The bumper either has the cutout for the camera if the car's been spec'd with that camera from new, or they have to drill a hole into it, also cut out a hole in the rear bumper, which is what they had to do. So I'm like, okay, I didn't really know what to say at this point. You know what, it was a while ago now, so I'm just trying to think back what I actually did say. All I know is I went home, not happy, and they said that if I came back again, they would take it all out for me and give me my money back. But the problem is I would have a hole in my bumper. So I had to think about what I wanted to do. Did I want to get my paint guy to fill that hole with some like plastic behind it and then like put filler over it, smoothing it down, paint it? That was an option, and then that turned out to not be a good idea because that repair could show itself in the future, and I don't like to do things like that. I like to do things properly. And also I was annoyed that I had a hole cut out in my bumper. I know they had to do that for the camera, but because the camera had failed and not worked, I had paid £600 for essentially having a hole put in my bumper. That's how I felt anyway, and I'd spent a lot of money on petrol going to and from this location. So anyway, I just, in the end, say to them, look, I'm going to come after work, just take the camera out, give me my money back, and we'll just leave it. Just leave me with the car, and we'll pretend this didn't happen, and I'll figure out what I'm going to do with the bumper. They gave me my money back, and yeah, I left with a hole in my bumper that had been taped up, and they did give me a bit of money towards my fuel as well. I requested that because I had spent a fair amount of money and time on this whole thing. So yeah, that's where we were. So basically you're seeing this video after everything's been sorted, because I wanted to get everything sorted before I make this video, because it's actually been really hard to make videos about it because it's been so stressful for me. It might sound crazy that something like that would stress you out, but it did, because obviously I'm having to go to and from this location, which is far away. I'm having to tell them that I'm not happy, and I don't like complaining, you know. I want things to go right, you know. I don't want to ever have to complain, and if I do complain, I always try and make it as polite, you know. I try and be as polite as possible, basically. But anyway, so the plan is, obviously you're seeing this video after, so just pretend that you're not, okay, just roll with it. But the plan is, instead of having that hole filled in my bumper, I'm just going to buy a bumper from B&W, okay, and then have my painter paint it. But whilst I was deciding that, it also occurred to me that there's stone chips on the front bumper and on the side sills, and that's all the plastics of the car. And I thought, you know what, whilst I'm there, why don't we get the front bumper painted, the side skirts, and obviously the new rear bumper, just get all the plastics done again, because he'll have the paint mixed up, the car's already there, and it would be nice to refresh those parts, and then get them wrapped in PPF to protect them, because it's a lot of money, you know, on the paintwork. The whole thing's been a lot of money. So that's the plan, okay? And the next couple of videos you're going to see are me going to the PPF place to have the PPF done, and then me getting the car service because I wanted to document that. Also, we're going to be catching up with an old friend, a guy that we met at Goodwood. He had a red Type R, really lovely guy. He's very much a petrol head, and he's very local to me. It turns out he's a great mechanic, so we're going to document that because the car's going to have a full service, oil filter and the air filter. And then you're going to see the car going to the PPF place. We're going to have a chat to those guys, see what the process is, and I'm going to try and vlog as much of that as I can. The car's not going anywhere. I am definitely not selling it, not anytime soon, because I'm obviously investing money into it to get the paintwork done, the paint protection, and the service. I want to invest in this car and keep it for as long as possible, because cars nowadays are extremely expensive. To get anything with a B58 and rear-wheel drive or four-wheel drive, you're looking at minimum 45 grand. So yeah, I'm very happy with the 1 Series, and I want to refresh it and just try and maintain it and keep it for as long as possible. And I'll try and document the whole process, and we'll do some more videos on the car. You know, we're going to keep things going. It's going to be fun. I'm looking forward to sharing more videos with you on the 140, and I think it's time soon to do like a 5-year ownership review, because I believe I have had this car for 5 years now, and golly gosh, it's gone quick, and there's a lot to talk about, you know, the good, bad and the ugly. Not much ugly, but there's a few things that could be better. So yeah, I'm looking forward to doing that, so stick around, stay subscribed. I hope you've enjoyed this video and it's sort of given you a good update on what's going on with the 140. I hope I haven't mumbled too much. There's a lot to talk about. And if I'm not feeling positive about something, it's tricky to film and go in front of a camera and talk about it. Maybe that's something that I could work on actually, because I guess it's good for you guys to see things in real life and as they are. And it's definitely something that I could work towards, you know, and being a bit more confident in front of the camera if I'm a bit unhappy about a situation, shall we say. Anyway guys, thank you so much for sticking with me in this video. I hope I haven't mumbled too much. I really appreciate the support from you guys. It means a lot. Stay tuned to the channel because there's going to be some cool videos coming soon, and I will see you guys in the next video. Take care.